matches of that tournament. They featured in, I think, 3 major clashes, but we're actually going live into the pistol round. LDLC on CT and Cloud9 on T.
Here we go then. Game 1 of the FACEIT Season 2 Finals. $44,000 up for grabs. And LDLC on a very hot streak recently, of course. Fantastic run of victories and winning star ladder recently as well. Happy with a nice headshot onto Shroud, evens things up in this opening round. SmithZZ is going to come around the back here, and they have managed to break into the bomb site very quickly, as Garrus will get another one here. It's 3v3.
Well, that bomb is going down on a little bit of an embarrassing moment as soon as they realize that it was all a trick, and they have a long run to that bomb, and this is going to be very difficult. They'll have very limited amounts of time. They do have a kit on shox though, so there is certainly a hope for them to be able to pull this off, but they can't really be wasting any time here. And Cloud9 so far look to be delaying them very successfully.
Wow, a couple of great shots from LDLC though. Now just the last man alive here will be Hiko, and he's not going to be able to get anything out of the round at all. 3 left on the site. Bomb just about getting defused, yes. That was a little bit too close for comfort for round 1, but LDLC do have pistol in hand, 1-0.
Yeah, it's not so common actually that you see a fake like that come out in the pistol round. It's usually teams, especially on the T side, especially LDLC as well, against LDLC, you've got to watch out for their strategic and tactical prowess on the CT. They're very aggressive, they love to find information, and we often see situations where they're able to quickly understand what's happening. But Cloud9 are able to actually deceive them there, and perhaps some of this tricksy play from Cloud9 might just be catching LDLC off guard, not only in the pistol, but later in the match. We'll have to see how the American style comes into play in these future rounds. But definitely, it's a nice start that they got the bomb down. They're going to be able to buy up on after this pistol round.
Yeah, pushing into Banana already, actually. They're going to try and get into the side very quickly here. Semphis trying to make his way in. Did a little bit of damage, but not a major amount. And Smith trying to hold the site happy. Also at the back of Ruins here as well. He might be able to fill his boots here. He's going to get one. Bomb is planted as well. A bit of pressure here for LDLC as Smith comes in and gets another one. Does he? Oh, Happy missed out on the first shot. He's going to have to try and do it the second time round with a pistol, and will do so. And now inside sight, this looking a lot more simpler at the end of the round, but that's a little bit messy there. There was Happy got away with just 7 points of health. Smiths and MBK both went down as well. It was a little bit more costly than perhaps they would have liked.
That was actually pretty ridiculous. All things considered, Cloud9, even if they hadn't had a situation where they would get the bomb down or any frags, they're still buying next round. They're still actually quite happy with how things are going to be going. But now they're going to have a good surplus of money going into this next round. A full buy-up of nades and AKs. Everything looks fantastic for them. And having lost so many players early on, LDLC are certainly not in the best of situations money-wise.
Yeah, full buy from Cloud9. Round 3. Got a Max 7 on MBK.
This is a good position for MBK for sure.
Yeah, likes this one. Lovely headshot from MBK. He's going to get one. Oh, they're blinded. He could fill his boots here, but doesn't manage to get a second one. Nothing will shut him down. Happy replying back and Shroud in with another. And we're all back square once more in terms of personnel here in round 3. Lovely little Mag 7 headshot, but really should have done better, MBK, with the second one.
Bomb has been planted.
Hiko on site. Shox picks off one with a nade. One man advantage now. Sean Garrus and Hiko on the side, trying to defend here from the corner. They'll pick up one, reply back though, and Hiko now is not going to be able to clutch the round, and instead Smith is the man that wins out and gets the defuse. The early buy doesn't work, and the French lead 3-0.
But they are getting the bomb down every single round so far, and that's $800 all around, so it's going to put them in a really good position when it comes to the cash. I mean, and they keep eating away LDLC's economy. They keep getting these frags, and LDLC are going to be basically within an eco very soon here. I think Cloud9 should basically be able to take them to an eco if they win this round, and even if they're able to inflict massive damage, there will still be massive problems on the money for LDLC. So Cloud9 must be feeling excellent right now, despite losing the rounds.
Smith's trying to find a pick in middle. Nothing doing for him so far. No, well, actually does pick up one on the other side of the map. And now Cloud9 again on Banana. Spoke to Jordan just before the tournament started, and he said the only thing they're worried about is their T-side strats. Well, early on, 3-0 down. It's still early days, of course, but he did say if they could get their T-side working, they felt confident that they could make it out of the groups.
Yeah, ready to go in there. Looks like a set play to order today. Only 4 players remaining, so let's see how well LDLC can defend this. The resmoke does come in, though.
Definitely looking towards this B-bomb site right now. MBK defending in a fairly advanced position now. Just behind the smoke. They've decided, actually, this is not the way they want to go. 40 seconds remaining in the round. They need to make a decision on which side. It does look as if the covered site will be the eventual location. Still trying to get a pick, though, and MBK will take down nothing at the top of Banana, and that will force their hand now, and they're going to have to go top mid here. Here is Sean Garris trying to get round CT Arch side. Doesn't get the pick on that side. Smith's now covering the angle. Does pick up the second shot on the round. And another one. There's a second one round the corner. And that'll be the last man standing now, Shroud, with 12 seconds of the round to go. Now, can he get the bomb and plant quickly? No, I don't think he can here. 5 seconds. He's going to do well to hold on to his gun. And just as I say that commentary curse strikes the American. It's 4-0.
Yeah, really important round for LDLC to pick up cleanly because, again, so much damage being done to their economy. They're still not out of the woods yet when it comes to the economy game. But as far as Cloud9 go in that round, I mean, they had a really big issue, like losing Smith so early on. You can see that they wanted to try to force a play onto B, but they were just in this awkward position where the nades were stopping them. They can't just run through the smokes against LDLC, and you know this forced them to then try to find something else, leaving nothing to try to create an opportunity for the rotation back onto the B side. Couldn't find that, lose another player, then it's a slippery slope. You've got to find another drastic play, a risky play to bring in a result, but it just didn't happen, as they do strike hard on this anti-eco, and Cloud9 got to reach into the bag of tricks and try to see if they can throw LDLC off now.
Yeah, they all picked up 75s off that last round as well, and didn't actually do a single point of damage, let alone get a kill. Not a single point of damage. They were completely ruined. Wrecked, I think, is the appropriate terminology. 5-0 then. That was an eco. This time round, full buy for Cloud9. Just the single AWP in play right now for LDLC. Cloud9 looking for the early pick and will get one through a hiko. So Smith's having gone down. That's an important kill for Cloud9 because it's taken the AWPer out and potentially given them a bit of an access point here. But shox says no inside those white holes and will pick up a kill on hiko.
Very tentative stuff here from LDLC, losing Smith so early. Really the only player to put in any aggression, and they're just trying to gain some real estate here. They don't have to commit towards the A side after they take middle. They forced 2 to a side after picking that one off early on, creating the delay.
Seen nothing aggressive so far from Cloud9, at least not in the early part of the round, have we?
No, absolutely not. They're just trying to make sure that LDLC sit in their despair and force the 2 to a site, and they can then try to convene on one area which they feel like they can find an advantage, and it seems like that will be B.
Yep, there's actually a nice little crossfire set up in A between Kirishima and shox, but it does look as if they're going to rotate back here through the middle. They've managed to get one man up top middle by Boiler, not Boiler, as it is now. And we'll pick up one here. shox and MBK getting a frag apiece. Shroud replying back though. Kirishima goes down now to Sean Garrison though into the site with a 2v2. 5 seconds remaining here. Happy just trying to pick someone off through the smoke. And now, pressure is on now for LDLC. They were flawless so far at 5-0. 2-man take back of the site about to be attempted. MBK and Happy. They're going to go for this one. Plenty of cash in the bag. And they will lose one straight away. Now I wonder whether that will force Happy away. No, he's going to go into the site. He's going to get shut down by Shroud. And the North Americans finally have their first round on the board here at the FACEIT Finals.
Yeah, you can see that actually LDLC, with that play, they tried to actually pull one player over from the A defense who would have been in a kind of a floating position, and actually LDLC had the guy from B more of in a floating position. So their play actually didn't help them too much. And it was still a 2-on-4 advantage. So they did execute really well. Cloud9 definitely experiencing some success so far. Let's see how much more they can put together. LDLC are taking this very passively. They're a team which puts a lot of aggression on the board, especially when their economy starts to really get up there. So I'm curious to see if they're in the next few rounds, if LDLC are going to start doing aggressive takes on Banana and try to find information. But they seem to be at the moment very tentative, very passive, and afraid maybe of the picking potential. As we see that this movement is being read, they're floating a player back towards B. Should receive this rush quite well.
Yeah, 2 men now on that B site, and only have that single one. Flash is now coming in towards the site. The push is going to come any second now. Here it comes. MBK though lines them up nicely, gets a double. Semphis though shutting him down as they try and make their way in towards the bomb site. Bomb is in the hands of nothing right now, and he can get that bomb planted on. Great. 3v4. Happy to the right hand side here, trying to come back through ruins. That fire just to the left hand side of him going to stop any of his teammates coming through just yet, but here they go. Kiyoshima trying to come from CT spawn, and they're trying to coordinate their push into the site as they come in now. Semphis though picks up a lovely headshot. Actually, Nosing picks up that one. Hiko with a double, and Smith's the only man to reply in that, as Hiko actually gets a triple in the end and a 4-man in the round, and Cloud9 bring another round to the board. That was much better, DDK. Much better.
Oh yeah, and considering the after plant setup that they had, it wasn't even that ideal. LDLC had a kind of every possibility to go for that. They actually took construction back really quickly, which is a really key, very important area for the T's to actually try to take over. But looks like LDLC might be getting a little bit aggressive and actually push back though. So shox going to go for the repeat, but wow.
You know what? That was always going to happen as well. I felt that as soon as he got dinked round the corner, I thought there's a nade coming
Waiting
next.
for the nade.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where our nade went. Someone stole our grenade.
Yeah, they did.
Studio.
They've stolen the FACEIT grenade. It's gone. We do have a 4v3 in favour of LDLC right now, so they did manage to get that one back after losing shox early on. That would be annoying.
It's still a good situation for Cloud9. I mean, they can once again try the similar play as before, where they try to keep the threat level very high on one area, well, on both areas of the map. They split both 2 players up onto other side from LDLC. So then if they can try to float one extra over, if they sell a very convincing idea that, okay, it's going to be B, then they get the rest of the players going. This is something they tried before. They could just mix it up right now and keep LDLC on their toes.
Danger here for Smith as he comes under pressure. They're going to smoke him out. Does he come back through? No, he doesn't. And Semphis now equalises things up. They're going to get into this bomb site. And as DDK said earlier on, the bomb plants are aplenty, thank you very much. They've had plenty of those. Yeah. They've been very good terrorists and have been rewarded with money every single round from their bomb plants. Can they hold on to another one here? MBK in towards the bomb site, does pick up the first one with a lovely headshot onto Shroud. Happy's going to get another one here. Kiyoshima, though, into the site, finishes off Semphis and gets the defuse. And that'll be LDLC stopping the North Americans in their tracks, because they were just starting to build a bit of what we call the Big Mo.
The Big Mo?
Momentum.
Oh, right, okay, right. No one's used that before.
Really?
Like that I've heard. Is that a new thing, or is that an old
thing?
No,
it's an old thing.
It's an old
Momentum
thing.
in Counter-Strike, very important. The Big Mo.
I'm gonna steal that. That's
yeah.
good. The Big Mo.
But
it was quite cool from Cloud9 to actually mix it up. They found themselves in the same situation, but at this time they just hit B fairly quickly instead of trying to pull players from LDLC and using the clock to their advantage. LDLC getting a little bit aggressive. Happy there. Yeah,
there's a chance for Happy to have a nice little eco bash here, but well, not quite. Got himself one.
And it's a very committed position as well. He did get the flash over from a teammate, but again, it's very difficult to get out of that position.
Wow. That took a lot. That took a lot to get him down, and Kiyoshima picks up the double on the covered site. Smith will reply back with another, and Shroud will now be LMS. Last man standing. 1v3 here, and that's not going to happen, as Smiths will pick him off with the AWP. 7-2. And LDLC's run, of course, over the last couple of months has been extraordinary. The French, I don't know about the French are coming, the French have arrived, frankly. They've won 3 of the last 3 tournaments, the big tournaments.
Yep.
Titan winning 1, LDLC winning the other 2. Hard to see, really, how they can be beaten, but there are 5 great teams that they've got to play this weekend, and they're going to get put under pressure for sure. Cloud9, as I said earlier on, Nothing said to me that if they could get their T side working, they would have a chance. They haven't really got it going just yet. A couple of really good rounds, one in particular, very well executed.
And the thing as well is that LDLC are still feeling out Cloud9. I mean, they're not really...
I mean, they haven't played each other as a team before. I mean, I think all the
Exactly,
players have played each other in various different teams, but they haven't played them in their current format.
They're taking it fairly conservatively. I mean, Smith is feeling at liberty to peek down middle. We've seen him get picked that way, but generally speaking, we also saw him get a pick that way. So that's the kind of limit of their aggression and their information finding so far as they clean up this eco. And that's an 8-2 scoreline, so LDLC definitely starting to run away with this, and Cloud9 need to bring something.
Another round
now.
where no deaths on an eco either. I mean, we've been talking recently in the last few months about the fact that the CZ75's OP or whatever you want to say about it. It's a great gun. Doesn't have many bullets.
It's a dirty gun.
It's a great gun, Dan. Not a dirty gun. It's a great gun. As an AWPer, I love it because it just means it feels like you've got an AK and an AWP in your hands at both times. But what it has done, of course, is made these eco rounds much more balanced. You can actually have eco rounds where you can win more often than not.
And this is actually what I was talking about.
But they haven't done that today, and they needed to have done something. They needed to have done more in their eco rounds. This one isn't an eco, and well, they've lost 2 men already. Yeah,
LDLC finally mixing up, playing the aggressive banana play. This is the counter boost on the plant pot to try to look over the smoke. But again, that's something that's expected as a kind of a counter play, and it's quite easy for the CTs to find the pick there. And they have the bomb there as well. And the bomb is completely isolated, and there's 4 players ready to defend it. So
these guys are like, basically, they've turned up to the fair, right? And there are those ducks, those metal ducks in a chute, right?
All right.
And you're supposed to shoot as many as you can. You get a fluffy toy for it. Basically, there are 4 guys who've all turned up to the fair and all want to go at the fairground attraction right now, because they're literally, this is a duck shoot. They're waiting for these guys to come in, and they're just going to pick them up one by one. Here we go. Shox with 1, 2, 3 in a row. Hat trick for Shox with the headshot finishing things off. And the fairground master in that round was LDLC Shox.
Oh yeah, and this is like a switch up of the strategy as well, because with LDLC with a tactic like that, where they're able to throw both the Molotovs to cover in front of the deep banana smoke, this limits Cloud9's ability unless they have a very, very big push on banana to actually take over banana, and that means that without banana control, they're kind of limited to mid, and there's a very fast rotation from banana as well. Oof. So generally speaking, unless we see something crazy now. Wow. It looks like it's pretty easy.
What we're seeing crazy right now is Smith going absolutely crackers in the mid area. He's just clicking them down easy as you like, one after the other. And Shox will tidy things up at the end of the round for a 10-2 lead for LDLC. It's going very nicely, thank you very much.
And we could very well see much of these aggressive plays. It's quite easy for LDLC to pull these off, and this is so common in the European scene as well. We don't get to see a huge amount of North American Counter-Strike, so it's hard to say how well Cloud9 are going to be able to deal with it. But Sean Garrett's actually picking up the AWP, is going to mix things up. And Smith will take him down anyway, so very ready for this.
Yeah, Smith he's had a pretty good game so far. I'm not sure what his scoreline is at the moment, but just in the rounds that he's just in the last couple of rounds, he's been picking up frag after frag.
And that was
they all kind of chip it. I mean, I think that's what's great about this LDLC lineup, is that they can all do it.
And also, it's Sean Garrett's picking up the AWP on the T side of Inferno. Also, largely is to deal with Smith because he's been taking so many liberties on middle. A lot of teams who play very passively, it's incredibly difficult to find a pick with the AWP. So Sean Garrett's going down for nothing there is really difficult. Of course, they can still make something work, and they're going to try to get the pick up middle. There is a good setup here though from LDLC.
It's going to be another one for Smith, no problem at all. This time, Semphis is the man that suffers at the hands of the AWP. Nothing. She did get one at quad here, and hiko and shroud are right with him. They're going to try and get into this covered site right now. Smith gets yet another one, and another one, added 4 to his death. Can he get the last one? He can! Fabulous round. It's an ace from LDLC Smith.
Wow, that is really, really beautiful, and also incredibly demotivating for Cloud9. I mean, they keep losing players early on. They keep struggling to even get map control. I mean, this is a very standard thing that the Ts need to do on this map to actually gain options. On every map, you need to get map control. It gives you information, gives you the ability to obscure your plays. And once again, Smith gets very confident, peeking down middle, and they're not going to even challenge him with another AWP.
Well, that's
they're
the
going to
thing.
find another way.
Like this. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, Shox. Well, Could have absolutely got
Yeah.
a hat full of frags there, but didn't even manage to pick up one. Instead, Semphis will come back round and get another one. Smiths, though, again picking up another frag and another one after that. Finally gets shut down by Semphis. 7 frags in a row without answer. And finally, they get rid of the annoyance that is Smiths on that B-bomb site. It's now a 1v3, and the beard needs to go big. And he's not going to.
Yeah, that was, I mean, okay, the no-nonsense pace from Cloud9. Perhaps that could be the
First time
answer.
we've seen it. I said earlier on,
Yeah.
we've not seen any of that aggression. We've not seen any, like, just literally just gung-ho into a site. Pick one, stick with it, go. They've done it, it's worked.
LDLC can react now to that as well. They can just, for the last round, just tighten it up completely and see how things go. But it looks like shox is...
Thought about it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did
Thought
think about
about
that.
it, and then he was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I don't want my head taken off. I'd actually quite like to keep my head for a little bit longer in this round. And, yeah, I thought better of it. So Kiyoshima just boosted up here. And he's going to get 1, 2. Shox with a couple in there as well. And Sean Garris has to run away and hide. It is the last round of the half, so he's got to do something here. Bomb is secured at what used to be boiler, but I don't know what we're going to call that, tool room or something now. I don't know. Maybe it changes its name.
Forever
it's
be boiler.
It's got to be boiler room. It's always been boiler room. It can't be anything else.
And it always will.
And Garris gets 1. He might get another one. Well, he changed the way. It looked like he was going to use the Molotov, and if he'd used it, I think he would have killed shox. Not at that angle, though. Should know he's still there, but, well, he doesn't. And that'll be that. Half-time, LDLC lead 12-3 on Inferno. Very good performance from the Frenchman.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Cloud9, you know, highlights, I suppose. Yeah, a bit of a rush onto a site. That worked out. They had a very good execution of a B strat as well, which was nicely done. But it's like the 6th or 7th time they tried it, admittedly, and it finally worked. Other than that, there's not a huge amount to take out of that.
From LDLC, we saw just all around great individual skill. Smiths came up huge. The only time he actually got picked from his mid aggressions was once. So Smiths largely was unpunished, and they didn't try to block off the aggression in the picks with smokes or anything like that. They weren't really able to take banana very often or even play with that. They weren't even able to take apartments frequently either. It felt like Cloud9 didn't really ever have an answer for the way that LDLC was playing their CT sides, because LDLC mixed it up. They had very passive CT sides where they would have allowed Cloud9 if they wanted to take control, and we did see Cloud9 played a lot with trying to create rotations and so on, but generally speaking, LDLC just staying advantage.
22 and 6, sorry, Dan. 22 and 6 for Smiths on that first half.
Beasting it.
22 and 6. It's statistics like that make me moist.
I'm just going to leave that. This is decent. After that, you know, just let you sit in the awkwardness.
Just going to leave that one out there. You know, I'm an AWPer as well, so I just appreciate when you see a player like Smiths playing like that well. Admittedly, on CT side of Inferno. But, nevertheless, here we go then. Round 1, second half. And the beard has struck on Shroud inside the covered site. And they're going to plant very early on. There's only 2 players left already here. Oh, well, make that 1 player left. And Hiko on his own here. 1v4. Has got himself 1. Got himself 2. Still has full health here as well. This is still a tall order though. Even for a man of Hiko's ability. Into the bomb site. He's getting tracked from one side to the other. Goes for the fake defuse. Doesn't get the 3rd kill, unfortunately. MBK picking it up. Nice effort though by Hiko. But it's all to no avail. 13-3, and, well, LDLC really motoring towards victory in Game 1, just as our analysts said they would.
Yes, exactly. I mean, LDLC did get to start off on the CT side. It's definitely more comfortable. It's definitely easier to pick up rounds. But at the same time, the lack of T ability there from Cloud9 was just very, very worrying. And outclassed is really the only way to put it so far. And we'll have to see if they're able to pull something off here. They do have some pistols.
We're going for hashtag outclassed, are we?
CZs.
Well, haha. Gareth's got 1. And Hiko also got 1 in the middle of that as well. Do have a very eclectic mix of weaponry right now to LDLC. There's a shotgun, an AK, two men remaining from Cloud9. Well, they've done their jobs here though. Lovely little deagle strike from Shroud. Bomb has been planted, so they're going to have to try and get in here. But semphis was already there very early and could pick up a lovely frag. And semphis, what do you know? Into the bomb site very quickly. Bomb will be defused on the long defuse without a kit. And Cloud9 lived to fight another day. Thought it was all over, but
no. I mean, like I said, there's
it's not
CZs.
quite yet. Yeah,
When there's where there are CZs, there is hope.
yeah, and that's the difference between the first half and the second half. Because in the first half, they used CZs, they did nothing with them. In fact, they did a round where they all bought a CZ and didn't do a single point of health. They did another round where they bought them, did a little bit of damage, but they didn't kill anyone. This time round, that's how to use a CZ.
And we do have a situation where this round means 2, and unfortunately Cloud9 are not in a situation where they can afford to lose anything. So Cloud9 could actually get momentum from this round, but it's going to be a pretty huge one, and it really depends on what kind of strategy LDLC want to go for. It seems like they are looking at a default setup at the moment, just taking control of apartments and banana, and then assessing their options upon what they have seen then, from that point forwards. Do get smoked off there. We can see that there is some information gathering attempt, and the smoke is going to foil that as LDLC just sit and wait for the grenades and try to bait out some more.
Wasn't the greatest of smoke either. If you look at it on the left hand side, you can still see through the side. It's kind of up against the wall, which makes it a little bit of a sloppy smoke.
Oh, that was nice.
That's going to let them in round that corner as well. semphis though will stop the attack very quickly indeed. And good defensive work from semphis here. Shroud's going to chime in with another one. Nothing chipping in with another one. And that's the 4th down here. And Happy will fall at the hands of Shroud. Nicely done from Cloud9 on that covered site. And 13-5. I think, did Thorin pick out 16-5 as a scoreline?
I think he did, yeah.
I think he did too.
But LDLC aren't going to buy here. LDLC, if they had like a bomb plant there, they probably would have bought up and forced it, because they know that Cloud9's economy is against the road, so they have a big buffer of rounds to play with as well, and keeping the economy under pressure is always a priority for them. So they are going to try to take control of banana though.
They can try and take control. There are 2 men up there, one by car, one by sandbags right now. And, well, doesn't really matter because Garrus can lock both of them down. Here comes hiko, double from him. Finishes off the round nicely. And Cloud9 on a bit of a roll in the second half.
And now things get interesting as we are able to see what LDLC is going to go for in this round. Are they, what do they read so far from Cloud9? It could be that they, they have so much comfort in the match right now with the buffer of rounds to play with. They can just try to feel them out, and once again, just go for the more passive openings. Get the map control, get apartments, try to force Cloud9 all the way to the furthest back defenses that they possibly can, and then try to play with rotations and see how far that gets them.
See how it works out in round number 20 right now. There are plenty of options for them right now. The bomb is sort of between, well, it's going up in right now. There are 2 at the top of banana, 2 here inside the apartment. semphis once again holding CT arch. The
aim is to really push these 2 players on this angle, like all the way back. They don't have to commit to a play after that, but that's the next step.
shox is out though, into mid. Tries to pick up the first kill at the top of that midi. Well, he does pick it up as well through the flash. MBK also got one. And now they have an advantage in towards this bomb site. They're going to rotate away from it though. Are they? No, they're going to stay. Shroud is in pit. They've got 1 man over in library as well. I think they're going to rotate, but well, no, they are. They're going to come back to the site, and you know what, Shroud? He might be able to pick up some big kills here. No, shox locks him down very quickly, and surely now Cloud9 are going to have to get out of here with some weaponry to save. Indeed, that's exactly what hiko's doing, as well as abusing some chickens on the way. That's not cool, brother.
Well, I mean, it was a really awkward position when both players on CT Arch side decided to just face and go for the frags against so many players. I mean, it was already highlighted how strong LDLC are in these situations on the mid-ranges. I mean, you got shox, you got MBK for God's sake, and Kyoshima as well. I mean, these guys are just frag crazy on these pushes. It's hard to play these these 2-on-3s where you're at man disadvantages without any grenades to really be helping you. It's really, really hard to do that. You see a lot of teams opt to actually fall back and try to create better engagements for themselves instead of just peeking out into their aggressions. So obviously we can see that play towards LDLC's favor as they just took the 2 kills easily, and then it's an easy choice to pick up the push onto A. And Cloud9 now against the ropes with a buy, but certainly not with the cash after this.
I love the fact that you just tried to press the scoreboard.
I know, I wanted to see the money again.
The keyboard doesn't actually work on our desk right now. It still needs to be plugged in properly. But yeah, I wanted to do the same thing, and you did exactly what my mind said, and of course nothing came up on the screen. LDLC though, just 2 rounds away from winning the opening game here at the FACEIT Finals in Milan. If you're just joining us, welcome to live coverage from Milan Games Week, who I'm reliably told for the first time are having esports here in a big way. And talking of a big way, LDLC fresh off another victory, starting as they mean to go on here. And we'll wrap up their 15th round of the game. It is match point in game 1. Remember, these are best of 1s. You play 1 home, 1 away. As far as I understand it, this is LDLC's home game.
Yes.
Because they got to pick Inferno after 2 maps are vetoed by Cloud9. We'll then follow it up. The very next game will be Cloud9 versus LDLC, but it will be Cloud9's turn to pick from 3 maps.
We're not
coming up right after this one.
A Mirage or an Overpass. We know that much already. We'll have to wait and see how things actually turn out. But so far, it really looks, I mean, it looks terrible. I mean, outclass is really the best way to put this right now. Cloud9 don't look like they're even able to compete on an individual level. And when it comes to their tactics as well on the defensive side, as well as the aggressive side, they're not measuring up against LDLC on Inferno, staying true to the stats that Thorin was talking about.
One of the things that really has stood out to me is that the man that really hasn't chipped in anything so far to his team is nothing. He has 5 frags. And
it's a bit ironic.
You can't just chip in 5 frags and expect your team to be doing well when you're expected to be one of the the bosses, the main guy, the guy that's going to step up and show everyone how to play.
Look at this, again, LDLC working their way up into middle. Largely, it's quite an easy task, but I think Cloud9 are kind of they have a pretty sour taste in the mouth from last time they tried to really actively contest that, so they've kind of given it up, which is a good reaction. It's not anything to be ashamed about. And once again, we're seeing LDLC trying to bully their way into B.
Might just get in there as well. Here comes shox, firing on all cylinders straight away this morning. Hiko, who has been one of the few players that has really put up some good resistance on that C9 side. Bomb planted here. And, well, it's 5v4, but it might as well be 5v2 because there's so little health on that Cloud9 side, but somehow Shroud and semphis have combined themselves to pick up a couple of frags, and another one in towards the bomb site now. There's only 2 men remaining. MBK, though, rips the head off the top of semphis. Nothing gets shut down, and the terrorist-sided LDLC